Hello friends, welcome to the channel. If today is your first time visiting with us, we want to extend you a warm welcome and also invite you to look up in let's try this again. Hello friends, welcome to the channel. If today is your first time visiting with us, we would like to extend to you a very warm welcome. I don't know why I cannot say warm.
Warm. I don't know what that word is either.
Warm.
Warm. Oh, warm.
Warm.
Welcome. Mate.
And invite you to view any of our over 300 videos, as we're confident you're going to find something useful and entertaining for your consumption. If you've been here before but you have not subscribed, do subscribe. If today is your birthday, we want to wish you a very happy birthday. So today we're going to show you how to take a piece of wood like this, in essence a scrap, and create a very useful jig like this that will allow you to make pocket holes. What was that? In and out.
I was getting close.
Okay.
It's a keyhole.
I said pocket holes, didn't I?
You did. It's a keyhole.
It's a keyhole, it's not a pocket hole. But they have a consistent, yeah, they are defining stuff, but
Upside down now. There you go.
I am going to smack you. So this is a very simple jig to make. You just use a piece of scrap and then you use your router. I like to use a palm router for my keyholes, right? And I don't know what I'm doing with.
You're just all kinds of tangled is what you are.
Yes, I'm all kinds of tangle. And the only important part of the jig is that the base of your router can freely move in the jig, right?
Okay.
You agree?
Yes.
So we cut it using our bandsaw, but you can cut it using a handsaw, right? You can really use anything, as long as you make an opening. This is another piece of wood, and we really simply use it so this will not close as we're using it or open as we're using it, right?
And it was part of the guide as well.
Well, this was what we used to start the cut, so the cut will be the same, right?
Yes. So you're going to explain how we made it?
No. Well, I am still explaining. And then we also...
It's confusing the way you're saying it.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
And also we put another piece here, which will simply allow us to create a reference point for our routing device. We're going to try and make this happen. Right?
Yeah, but don't forget this.
Where did we put it?
Bottom.
Okay, this is a little spacer, and that simply decides where to put the pocket, why call it the pocket hole?
I don't know.
The keyhole, in case you need more than one.
Well, what we used it for was because our base of the palm router lines up with the bottom here. We wanted our keyhole opening to be higher on the board, so we used this as a starting point. So you can see as he starts to put the router into the jig, that we use that as the guide.
That's the jig.
So here we go. And then as you can see, it just went straight up and matched up with the corners of the jig. Turn it off, and then you have
A very nice.
keyhole.
Not the pocket hole?
No, keyhole opening.
And those two are in the same level. I didn't go as deep on this for some reason, but you know.
Yeah.
Well, actually I think I did. Yeah, they look at the same level, right?
Just about, yeah.
So this simple jig will be very helpful when you want to make your own hanging devices for any of your projects. And we're going to add it to our arsenal of jigs. We need to have a jig container. You know, we don't have a jig container.
We don't have any more container rooms.
Initially I thought, not we, to just make a the same idea using individual pieces of wood, but we found that to be exceedingly hard, right?
Yeah, they just wouldn't stay together correctly because the wood is so small.
So getting a scrap and making it into this is just simpler, easier, faster, and does not result in injuries.
Yeah, we were both injured in this little.
So to see this a little closer, the back side of the jig has this lip, and it is not important. Again, it is just another piece of scrap. The only importance is it's flush here, right? Mm-hmm. And this has only one purpose, and the purpose is
to help line up the top of the board.
right. So we stop and start at the same spot, and when we make multiple pocket holes, we are going to have a very nice straight hanging
Line.
doohickey thing.
Doohickey? Mm-hmm.
Now, this is a router that I bought at Harbor Freight for about $10 on sale. I think they are routinely $19, right?
I don't know.
But we've used it before. We've done a couple of pocket hole.
Keyhole.
I'm not sure what's wrong with me. Keyhole projects, and it is a very fast, convenient, and secure way. You don't have to do anything else. It holds the piece tied to the wall. Mm-hmm. And we are very pleased so far with the results. Well, I hope. When did I unplug this?
I have no idea. Okay, so to make the jig, what we did was take just a scrap piece of wood like this. We took our palm router and then traced the outline of the base on there so that we knew the width. Then we went over to the bandsaw and we used that to cut this out.
Which is the same width as...
And so, yes, it's the same width as the base for our palm router. Then we took a little piece of scrap and attached that to the bottom just so that we have a reference point for how low we want to go with our opening.
How low you want to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
On the piece. So if you were to line this up, how low do you want to go on the bottom of the piece? And then we also attached another scrap piece, which is basically just to form a reference point with the top of the piece of whatever you're putting the keyhole into. That's going to line up, and then it's going to make it be the top of your piece. In this instance, what we were using it for was the coat rack that we just built. Okay?
But we didn't film that.
No, we didn't film that.
And we delivered it already.
Yeah. And so, in essence, what happens is you line it up with the top here. You have this bottom. Now, if this is going to go in like this, it's actually going to create the keyhole opening further down on the piece. So in this instance, it would have been probably down in here. So we used another little piece of scrap to just bring it up and line it up. And then once you put the bottom edge of the router base on that, then that makes it come up. And then once the bit goes into the hole, you move it forward, it creates the opening and lines up again with this and keeps it straight and on point.
And I think maybe that's not the correct piece. We have a lot of little pieces lying
I
around.
think that's the correct one.
Because I think this is a little higher than this.
Line it up. Line it up. Let's see.
It was lined up. What do you mean?
I want you to use the router.
Well, but I don't think that's the right piece.
Anyway,
that's what
I'm
I'm
just
saying.
telling them what we did.
Okay.
Okay? So that's what we did to create that. It worked out pretty well.
Let's see.
Can I demonstrate it again?
Well, I can do another one because I want to see.
So again, the top lip here is lined up with the top of the board. This is our reference point.
It smells good.
And you can see that it's all lined up. And there we go. This middle one is the new one he just created.
And really they don't look as good because they're not clean. Let's clean them really fast.
Use the vacuum. It needs to be turned off.
But as you can see, you can have repeatable results. I mean, you will never put them that close together, right? We're just demonstrating to you how the jig works. And I think it works very well. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it worked really well.
It's a very simple jig. Anyone can do it, you know. We definitely recommend against doing it the way we initially started. Both me and Elpida got a little bit of an injury. Nothing really important, I mean, you know.
I beg your pardon, I got a whole divot out of the palm of my hand.
Well, and I have 10 fingers, so, you know.
So you don't need that one.
I don't need that one.
Okay.
It did seem like a good idea when I was designing it in my brain, right? But in application, and that's something that sometimes happens, you design something in your mind and then you come out in the shop and it just doesn't work, right? In this case it didn't, but we adapted it and I really like that. And also this allows you a place to clamp it in place and not move, which is what we did with our finished piece. We didn't do it in the demonstration because it wasn't critical, and maybe that's why this looks a little taller, because if you see those two do not, they're fine.
Yeah, those are fine. But yeah, when we did it on the finished piece, it actually was clamped in place to keep it where it's supposed to be.
I hope you enjoyed this fast and furious episode that we had for you for today, making this simple jig. And if you did, please smash that like button. If you didn't, smash the other button twice. Share, like, comment, and subscribe if you have not done so. And follow us as we always do something fun and exciting on Wednesdays. And also a build of some sort on the weekends, right?
Yep.
From the Garage Wizard, Elpida, and the Urban Homesteading channel, we bid you a great week.